Yay! Congratulations! You have decided to become a single mother by choice and start your family on your own. Congratulations, girl. I'm so excited for you. But have you considered the cost of single parenthood? Hi, Queens. Sam here. Welcome to my video today. In this video, I want to share with you the cost of single parenthood. It's not to be doom and gloom, but it's really to tell you the thing as it is because I'm going through that right now, right? So, single parenthood means single income, hoping that you have more sources of income, right? But for the most of the major part, for the most of us, we only have one single income, which I will not recommend 100%. But let's say single parenthood, it's one single income. That means everything that you have to pay is coming out of that one paycheck. Everything, everything that you have to pay is coming from that one paycheck. So that doesn't leave you with too much, in terms of your money, except if you really have a high income and maybe you're living in a very low cost of living area. Most of the time, the end of month are going to be difficult. And so I want to share with you today a few things that for myself I have had to add to my expenses because I have now young kids that I'm raising by myself that I did not have before. The first thing is insurance. Like I've said in some of my videos, I probably have, you know, a lot of insurance in place compared to the average person. Currently, I have life insurance in place for myself and my kids. Sorry, I have life insurance for myself. And then I have critical insurance for myself and my kids. I do have disability insurance in place for myself. And I believe that's it. Those are the three ones. Other than, car insurance and house insurance, which is mandatory. Anything that is life insurance, critical insurance, or disability insurance, those are not mandatory. But I do tell you, if you're a single parent, especially a single parent by choice, that means that there is no other parent. I strongly suggest that you look into putting in place those three insurance because those kids that you have brought onto this earth will need that if somehow something happens to your income because they rely on that income. If something was to happen and God was like, thank you, Sam, for all of your services on this earth, I just need you back. That means that someone's going to have to look after my kids already physically and all that. But on top of that, also making sure that they are provided for, and that will requires money. And so I want to make sure that my kids don't become a financial burden to whomever is going to be taking care of them if I'm not here. That's why I have a life insurance in place. So that's something that I was already paying a little bit for that, but I increased the premium, sorry, not the premium, but I increased the coverage after having kids, especially that now I have three young kids. So, I have a decent coverage in place because I want to make sure if something happens, those three kids will have what they need for that person who's going to be looking after them. And then disability insurance. So I'm still here, for disability, it's just like, something happens and unfortunately you're disabled and you're not working and you don't have your income. So a lot of time people will say, oh, I have disability insurance or I have like life insurance or sometimes even critical illness insurance through work. And that is fine. But here's the thing. You have it through work. That means that you need to stay at that job if you still want to have access to that insurance. And most of the time anyway, the coverage is not that big. In my case, my life insurance that I have through work is I think two or three times my salary. That will not be enough to provide for my kids, for many, many years if something was to happen for me. So you still need to get those particular insurance separately from your work. First of all, to not tied up yourself to work, maybe to a situation that you don't even like, but you're just staying there because it's golden shackles. They have all of the benefits and the nice pay and whatever. But all that is not really the right way to do it. So yeah, so disability insurance and then life insurance, and then the third one is critical illness. So critical illness, they have a list of disease or like illnesses. If you happen to have one of those illnesses, they will give you, it's a lump sum, they give you that lump sum, and then that's it. So it's a bit different from disability insurance, because disability, they'll give you a certain amount of money over a certain period of time, because technically you'll be out of work, so not working, not having an income. And then critical illness is like, as soon as you're diagnosed with that, you can prove that that's what the diagnosis is. They just give you, a blank, the amount. So depending on how much you want for your coverage, that's how much you're gonna pay for premium. But all together, that's a good chunk of money that is coming out of my budget, which was not before I decided to become a single mother by choice. So again, think about that and already have an idea of how much that could be. You cannot do like your budget, your future budget, or your future money plan, when you will become a single mother by choice, to have an idea of how much it's going to be, because your expenses today on is not going to be your expenses in the future once you have a child. 100%, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, of course, is daycare. So depending on where you're living, which area, which country, or whatnot, daycare could be a good chunk of money out of your income. And again, that's not something that you're paying right now, that you're going to be paying once you have the kid or the kids. And in my case, I'm lucky right now. I have a subsidized spot for my twins who are still in daycare, and that has nothing to do with my income or anything. It's just like the federal government a few years ago decided that, listen, daycare is a human right, as I think daycare is a human right, and essentially we're going to be working and paying daycare from public funds to essentially reduce the burden on parents. So anyone who's making 500,000 has access to the same subsidized spot than me, who's making way less than that. So it has nothing to do with my income, has nothing to do with my situation. I'm putting it out there because someone could be, oh yeah, because you're single parent and everything. No, has nothing to do. Even someone who's making $1 million a year still has access to the same subsidized spot. I'm saying subsidized because sometimes if you go to private home daycare, those are not subsidized spot, and you have to pay full price, as I've had to do before I was able to get a subsidized spot, and yeah, that hurts. But anyway, again, daycare will be added to your budget, and that, again, that depends on where you're living. It could be not so expensive, but it could be also quite expensive. And then the other item that I had to add to my budget was paying for services. So I live in a country where we have winter, and winter is a lot of snow. And I actually do enjoy shoveling snow. So that's something that I really enjoy. I kind of like it, the workout, being out there, in the cold. Kind of like, doing that. But when you have young kids in the house and you have like whatever 15 centimeters of snow on your on your driveway, in your walkway, uh, getting outside to shovel is definitely not something you want to do. So since I've had kids, I've contracted a company, and that's what they do. When the snow is like more than 5 centimeters, they'll come, they'll remove the snow from my driveway, they'll remove the snow from my walkway, so I don't need to do it myself. And that frees up my time. But that is definitely an added expense that I didn't have before, which I've decided to take that. It's not mandatory, of course, when you have kids. If you have the time to do it, go ahead, do it. But for me, I just felt like my time was, better doing something else than be shoveling the snow. I still do it because, like I say, the snow needs to be a minimum of 5 centimeters before they come. So if it's not that, or if the fall is not 5 centimeters the same days over 2 days, you still have to do it yourself. And then the other thing that I'm paying for as well right now that I wasn't paying for before was cleaning services. Again, you don't have to have kids to have cleaning services, but in my case, I did not have cleaning services before. And now I have a nice cleaning person who comes and clean my house once every other week, or once every 3 weeks, from top to the bottom. So I still do the regular stuff, but I'm not, scrubbing bathtub. I hope I never get to scrub bathtub again in my entire life. I don't even know why I did it for so long, even when I was single. I hate it. I hate it. I hate doing that. I enjoy other things when it comes to, house chores, but scrubbing bathtub, not for your girl. So I really like her. I appreciate her service, and I pay her well for that when she comes, and she does an amazing job. She's in my house for 3-4 hours, 5 hours at a time, depending on what she's doing. And then when she leaves, you can eat the food on the floor. And when you have kids and you get full, that privilege to have your house clean for just 1 hour before they come back from daycare and school. It's amazing. Anyway, so those are the three things, right? Three items that I did not have in my budget before deciding to become a single mother by choice. Again, insurance, or how much insurance I'm paying right now, daycare, and I'm including school because my oldest is in a public school. But again, if you are like in an area where you don't really like the public schools and you have to put your child in private school, that's another expenses as well. And then the third thing for me is paying for services that I wasn't paying for before, which is essentially in my case snow removal and also cleaning services. So do you still want to become a single mother by choice? I hope you say yes. I hope that I'll discourage you for that, but I want you to know that because you know having a child is not something that can just go back to the store and be like, you know what, I'm not sure about this. Can you just take that child back and give me my money? It doesn't work like that. It's for life, right? So, and you also want to enjoy your life, still enjoy your life, and don't feel really too stressed about money, even after the child is here, because at the end of the day, I tell you, those little ones, you think that they're young, they don't feel it, they feel it. Like 1 2 years old, they feel it. Like, if you stress about anything, especially about money, the way you're gonna be talking to them, the way you're gonna be interacting with them, the kids will feel it. And so I really want you to be prepared for to start that journey on the right footing. And I can help you. I've done it. I'm doing it right now, right? And the other thing is also I'm coaching black women, first of all, to build wealth and secure the financial future. But I'm also coaching women who want to start the journey of single mother by choice. And if that's your case and you want to talk to someone who's doing it, how I prepare for it, of course, there are things that I did not see coming. But I know that I knew that I was financially solid before I started this journey. And that really helped me. That really helped me in the journey, still helping me, that I was able to develop those healthy financial habits and being in a financial position that was strong enough before starting. I'm not asking you to have like $1 million in your bank account and whatnot before you start. I'm just asking you to do your homework and project yourself in the future, and make sure that you have kind of like you have a good idea of what things could cost you once the kid is here, and you don't jump into this adventure which could be such an amazing adventure, and then it becomes a nightmare for you because you did not do your homework. You can do your homework before you get into it. If that's something that you want me to help you with, my Calendly link is always in the description of all of my videos here. Book some time with me. Let's have a chat. Let me help you. And I hope this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form. If you know anyone who wants to start this journey, send this video to them. And make sure to like, to subscribe, hit the notification bell as I'm coming back with more and more video on, of course, money, but also like you have seen, I will be sharing more about my journey of single mother by choice, and also about me preparing to move abroad. Thank you so much for listening to my video today, and until next time, keep on building wealth. Bye bye.